Hey, welcome back to my channel. And yes, I know one of my hands is painted only this time, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it, but I'm not doing it to the other hand, so we're just gonna ignore that. Thank you. You read the title correctly. Today we are working on 3 original Monster High dolls from 2010. The reproduction Laguna is supposed to be a part of this, but I'm just doing these 3. Ignore Laguna for now, like her friends did on the back of their box in 2010. Anyways, let me roll my intro real quickly so we can just move on to restoring the ghouls, because that's why you're here anyways.
Be who you are. No.
Hi. So here is my first ever 2010 Draculaura. The owner said she's quote-unquote haunted, but she hasn't shown any signs of being haunted since I've owned her, so love that for her. Her head is harder than mine, but that is normal Monster High behavior. I got really lucky and I only paid $25 for her, and she's only missing her top and her skirt, so basically her whole outfit. And her last owner put her hair up in higher pigtails, which I never liked on Draculaura, so I'm gonna be lowering those. Now you may be asking yourself, Jay, why do you have another basic Frankie? I'm obsessed, don't judge me, but I also buy dolls to cope with the pain of depression, so f off. Anyways, Frankie, baby, lover, mwah. I mainly bought her because she has like more white and black in her hair, and her head is like super squishy, so I was very excited to wash her. Her outfit is very like cheap, so I'm assuming this is from 2015. I don't know, also just her screening is very interesting. It's like a mix of 2010 and it's kind of like squish forward too. I was also very excited to add my first ever Cleo denial to my collection. Well, her basic, I have many Cleo. Her bangs are quite messy, and also the tinsel is, you know, defying gravity as it should. Her hair is actually not too bad, and she has the majority of her outfit, which is really great. Her phone definitely is from 2015 though. And just like that, with Laguna gone, this is our cast for today. Let me show you all the materials I'm gonna need. Dish soap. You could use a shampoo, but because I'm gonna need to wash their faces and body, I want to disinfect as best as I can. And I'm gonna use a toothbrush as well, not one that you used on your mouth, a clean one. Nasties. I'm also gonna be using conditioner. Now this smells amazing. It like lasts in their hair so long, and it also smooths it out, so definitely recommend a good conditioner. I recommend getting a fine tooth comb. Mine has a super pointy end in case I need to stab someone who's trying to mess with me if I brought a doll out with me, say. Self-protection is key. I also have this detangler, which is I guess used for like yarn, but like I use it for doll hair because it's like nice. It's also good to have scissors in case there's any knots. Anyways, now that we've gone over the basic materials, I'm going to disrobe the ghouls, and yes, they're going to be naked in this clip. I'm sorry, I need to clean their bodies. So if you're not comfortable with doll nudity, this video ain't for you, girly. So in typical Jay fashion, I was struggling to get everything off, and I had never realized how much stuff Cleo actually has, and she was literally still missing only 3 things, so like, it really like outdid themselves with Cleo. As for Draculaura, I believe this dress she's wearing is like from a fashion, so I guess it's cool that I have it now. Anyways, welcome to my bathroom, bestie. We're about to relive childhood memories by wetting our dolls. Because Monster High dolls have glue seepage, I recommend using like a warm to cold water setting. Now, of course, this doesn't matter if you're going to be boy washing, but like, you know, just in case. And I just submerge the entire doll under the water and make sure she gets fully wet. After she's all wet, it's time to get out our dish soap. Put a pretty generous amount in my hand. As for my toothbrush, I'm using a very soft bristle toothbrush. You're going to start with the body and then eventually go to the face. You may be wondering why she has a bandage still on. Well, I wanted to keep it to her character because like Cleo doesn't have a bandage on. She like dies. So obviously I can't afford a fatality on this channel. So Cleo will have her bandage on, and that's that. Okay. Once you get to the face, be very careful with your scrubbing. You don't want to chip off the doll's paint, especially if you're working with an original Monster High doll. They weren't sealed properly, so their faces do chip off. Now I'm going to add my dish soap or your shampoo to her hair and lather it in just to get all that debris and glue out of her head. Honestly, she didn't have it too bad with the glue, but of course, you know, afterwards she did get some seepage. You'll see later. But once you're done lathering, it is time to rinse out all of that shampoo or your dish soap. I recommend doing it once or twice just to make sure it's all clean, but it also depends on how dirty the doll was. If she's new out of the box, you really should just do it once, but if it's secondhand, twice is good. Now that Cleo's had her scrub down, it's on to the next goal. So because I am a flop, I forgot to take out the elastic that was holding in her little hairstyle. I did take it out eventually, but you know, I forgot. Oh well. Frankie's hair though was really nice like after the first wash. I did let all these dolls set overnight just to see if they seeped out glue, just so I knew what to do. And I'm so happy that this Frankie's face did not chip at all during this restoration. All of my basic Frankies have chipped eyebrows or lips somehow because of the cleaning process. So finally, bless, I own a Frankie that isn't chipped. But after the soap has basically blinded your ghoul, it is time to wet her again and get all the suds off.
Help me!
And as Frankie is probably dying underwater because she is full of electricity, I wanted to talk about the Generation 3 of Monster High because the trailer did come out today. This is Thursday. I'm recording the audio for this video. Frankie now in the reboot is going to go by they, them pronouns and is non-binary. It made me so happy to hear that. Last Saturday, I got the privilege to meet the cast of the movie and Frankie's actor themselves told me this and it made me so happy. I feel like I was squealing a lot. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Frankie is now all rinsed off and it's time for Draculaura. Now, like I said, this is my first basic Draculaura. I don't count the reproduction. If you guys watched my review, I mentioned that I didn't have her and I had none of her pieces up until the reproduction doll. So for her and Cleo, I really tried to be super careful with their faces and their hair just because they are my only like basics from 2010 of these characters. And like I mentioned before, you really do have to be super careful with these Monster High dolls if they're from the original first. I would like to say maybe 2010 to 2011. But yeah, I also invested in some like children's toothbrushes that are like super duper soft. I should have been using them for this exact project, but you know, I'm dumb, whatever. And if you're new to my channel, when a doll has ponytails or anything like that, I try to do one ponytail at a time. But you know, Draculaura is torture literally because she has also bangs, so you have to worry about 3 things at once. I love how in this clip she looks like she's fighting for her life. As I was rinsing her out, she used her sorcery powers and made my tripod fall right into the sink. But anyways, now they're all clean, we're gonna get on to the conditioning part. I noticed with this conditioner, I don't really have to use too much because it, you know, really is nice for the doll's hair compared to the last bottle of Suave I had. I'm then going to go in with that detangler brush and just start from the ends and work my way up. She did have a few knots, surprisingly, even though her hair was like completely straight and not really that bad with the glue. You gotta make sure you get the back as well because there's some hidden knots back there. But I'm also, again, trying to keep her part as neat as possible so I don't lose it. And now that she's all brushed out, it's time to move on to the next ghoul. So personally, I think whoever owned this doll last redid Frankie's like hairstyle because it was quite messy and very naughty in her part line. So I have to really brush through that and make sure that it's not as messy as it was before. But after she's done looking like she came out of a Pantene commercial, it's time to rinse the ghouls off, I guess. I must have forgotten the Cleo clip or something, but I'm just rinsing out the conditioner with warm water and I'm making sure I get all the conditioner out. If you let it linger in the hair, it's just gonna be super greasy and oily and disgusting. So you don't want that. Something funny I just realized is all 3 of the dolls I'm working on today have straight hair. Like not one of them has a curl pattern at all.
Ashamed of yourself.
After rinsing all the conditioner out of all 3 dolls, I let them sit on a towel and dry overnight just so I could see if any of them seep glue.
The next day.
Hello. The ghouls have been chilling for like around 24 hours by now, and only these 2 seem to have glue seep. Cleo's hair is just a bit floofy and I want it to be more straight, and I also gotta tame the tinsel that's in her bangs. As for Lala, I mean, you see it. Her hair just needs to be straight and put into the ponytail. Like I mentioned, Frankie's hair was like really nice, but I wanted it straighter. And yeah, I put them in robes, but it didn't last that long either. So first things first, I'm gonna fill up my Jack mug with some water and I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 3 minutes. And once it's boiled, I let it sit for probably a minute. And I started with Frankie because I thought she wasn't going to give me troubles, but she lied. After each dunk, make sure you brush out the hair to make it straight, obviously. And at this point, since she already started leaking glue, I just decided to do the rest of the hair. But because she did leak, I'm going to do the oxy treatment on her. As for Cleo, I just did the normal boil wash for her and I'm avoiding her bangs so they don't get messed up. Now, this was stupid of me, but what's new? But I poured the boiling water over her head to kind of like set the bangs and all that. Now, doing this did make her seep, but it's worth it to have straight hair. I mean, come on, look at that. Serve. But now it's Draculaura's time. She did have the hardest head of the bunch, but I'm just doing a pigtail at a time and combing it as I go through. And once again, I almost burned myself, but I just poured it over her head as well. So we're gonna do the oxy treatment on Frankie right now. And I'm just gonna be pouring a little bit into the mug. And then I'm just gonna start by submerging her hair and her scalp into the water. Try avoiding the face so it doesn't rub off any paint. From experience, I comb it through and let her sit in the little bath for like 20 minutes. Then you have to wash out the hair a few times because the OxiClean does kind of just like stick to the doll's hair and it's kind of nasty if you don't get it all out. I also used some purple shampoo on Frankie to kind of lighten her hair again, and then I conditioned it and all that jazz, and she was good to go and she dried pretty good. Now because Draculaura has a harder head, I'm going to be using Goo Gone on her roots. I recommend putting on some gloves because this stuff really sticks to your hand, and then I'm just closely spraying it to her roots. I couldn't really feel where I was going because I'm wearing the gloves, but if you do this without gloves, you'll be able to feel it. But again, I don't think it's skin safe, to be 100% honest with you guys. Just make sure you work it from the root to the tip because that's where all the glue would be going, but focus mainly on the root and avoid any face paint because this could easily remove it. I then comb it through, and right now it sounds like a wet Kanekalon, and it's the worst sound ever. And just like Frankie, washed it out a few times and conditioned it. After what felt like an eternity, the ghouls were ready to dry overnight and get ready for the next day to be revealed to you guys. So this is probably the best part about straight saran hair after it's dried, is you get to comb through it. It looks weird right now, but it's gonna be so fun to comb through. Okay guys, so all three ghouls have turned out like extremely amazing. I'm kind of gagged and gooped right now, living. So I did Draculaura, Cleo, and Frankie. I'm gonna start with Frankie and move my way to Draculaura. So Frankie's hair is extremely soft, and again, she didn't have that much glue in her head, but she leaked the most. Of course, that's how it always is. I'm still not sure what version of Frankie this is, because like she has like a 2010 looking face, but she also has a normal body, and she has, I'm assuming this has to be the 2015 dress because it's just very cheaply made. But I don't know, I really don't like this dress, so I'm definitely probably going to be getting her into a fashion pack if I get another Frankie one soon. But like I said, look at that hair. And like I said, the only reason I really bought this Frankie is because she has more white hair than black, and I thought that was just so cool, and I've always wanted one like that. I now have one, and I'm so happy that her face didn't chip at all during the OxyClean treatment, because the last time I did a basic Frankie, that exactly happened. Next we have Cleo. Her hair turned out extremely well. I mean, the tinsel's kind of scraggly, but I mean, that's kind of not avoidable at this point with Cleo. A lot of people do just usually rip it out, but I kind of want to keep it in for her basic doll, you know? And I really hope that Cleo and tinsel don't match in the reboot, but her hair is much softer and nicer. And again, I am still missing her headband and one of her bracelets and her purse, so if anyone's selling her, let me know, or if you want to send it to me, I have a P.O. box. And last but not least is Draculaura. I'm so excited about Draculaura. I definitely do want to boil wash her pigtails one more time, because there's this like little piece right here you can see that's just not staying straight, and you know, it's bothering me. But look at that hair, it's so straight and it's so soft, and I really love it. Her body is very loose. I mean, it's a 2010 doll, and you know, Draculaura's seen better days, but her arms do not hold a pose like at all. And she's only missing her top and her skirt. I have everything else. If any of you are selling those as well, I'm only accepting like 2010, you know, to 2013 quality, because 2015 was horrible. I would also take a Creep Production top and skirt, so if anyone is selling those or wants to give them to me, I have a P.O. box. But yeah, that's how she turned out. Anyways guys, that ends today's video. Let me know down below which one of the three was your favorite from today's makeover, and did you guys have any of these original ghouls growing up? I would love to hear your memories with your original Monster High dolls, and I hope that this video is kind of like helpful in case you're like just rediscovering the brand and want to fix your original dolls, because like, you know, they are a little tricky sometimes, mainly because of the glue, and you don't want to mess up their face paint. Hopefully this helps. And again, if you guys are selling any of the pieces or want to give them to me, let me know. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Jay and I do doll stuff, and I would love you guys to join the channel. We're about to hit 500,000, and I'm kind of gagged and gooped by that, because it's like, wow, 500,000 people is a lot. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram or on TikTok, it's also at ZombieXcorn, where I post content there. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.